Hey everyone, welcome to the Leadership Locker. My name is Rich Cardona, and on this podcast, we dig through the lessons of today's most exceptional leaders to help you break through your barriers. If you're trying to progress your career, if you are trying to accelerate your entrepreneurial journey, which I know you all are, if you're looking to have a smoother transition out of the military because it is incredibly difficult, then you're in the right place. My guests and I are going to give you the tools and the resources to accelerate your curve, help you surge, and just crush it. So here we go. All right, here we are. I'm here with Chris, and actually I'll let you introduce yourself, your full name, and what your title is and what you do.
Sure, Chris Hummel, I'm the CEO of Fit Team. We're a healthy lifestyle brand. We're located just north of here, as obviously we're in Miami right now.
Yep.
About an hour and a half, depending on traffic. It could be even longer depending on traffic, but
yeah,
that's where we're headquartered, and CEO and Fit Team, and excited to sit down with you and share a little bit.
Absolutely. So Shanae and I were talking, and she's like, well, you need to meet Chris, he's a veteran. So you were in the Air Force. How long did you serve, and when was that?
It was 96 to 2001.
Okay.
So just short of 5 years, about 4 years and 10 months. It was supposed to be 4 years. I actually extended to move an assignment. So I did a little bit extra.
Yeah.
And it was so almost 5 years. Yeah,
What'd you do in the Air Force?
I was security forces, went into, had no idea what I was going to do.
I was security forces in the Marine Corps. That's why I'm laughing.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So
okay.
you know, it's like, I don't know if I picked the right one,
Yeah.
but I definitely got a lot of discipline. I think that's where a lot of, discipline and focus and work ethic, comes from. So that's definitely where I got the discipline from.
Well, we talked right before we started rolling, and you knew the premise of the show, and you're like, well, I've been out for a while. But now you're a CEO. A lot of the advice and the premise of the show is to help transitioning service members acclimate, so to speak, or the ones who are interested in entrepreneurship. Now, I don't necessarily advocate like, hey, just go right into it.
Right.
You did not just go right into entrepreneurship. Actually, how long has Fit Team been around?
I've been around 5 years, but so my story up until Fit Team was I got out of the Air Force in 2001, and my first job shortly after that, I was there probably about a year, and I got laid off, and it was about a month before my daughter was born. Oh, wow. So that was a tough time, and it was devastating, and it broke me to the point where I decided right then and there, because I wasn't able to find work immediately right after, and I'm just have a new house, new family, daughter's on the way, that I would never work for anybody else again. So that was like a defining moment in my life. So I got into real estate market. I did really well in real estate market.
What area of the country was that?
It was in Michigan.
Okay.
In Michigan, so the real estate market crashed, obviously, and I went from a lot of new construction, doing very well with that. Everyone's happy getting their new home, picking out their cabinets, their tile, and their flooring. It was fun. Help people, with their dream home, so to speak, to foreclosures and short sales, and it just wasn't the same. Yep. I lost passion for doing that. I was a broker, one of the youngest brokers in the state of Michigan at the time. We had 42 agents in our office that carried their license there.
Wow.
So looking for something different, got into health and nutrition. And
what made you decide that? So it seems like
the trend, I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki, and he's one I know that always says the trend is your friend. So I was just like, what's the trends? And fitness, home health care, the fitness space was definitely a trend. So that's something that intrigued me, and my health was at its worst at the time.
Really?
So, inflammation running through my body from drinking all the crazy mocha choca, whatever coffees. I had a friend across the street owned a cafe. So.
Wow. So when you pivoted, it sounds like a big pivot, real estate to healthcare, the qualities are still the same though. You had been entrepreneurial. Number one, you said it to yourself, and two, you were in an industry that relies on commissions and sales and all that other stuff. So how did that transition into the health industry, and what was your idea with the trend that you were seeing? This is what I'm going to do.
Well, even now, I still believe that health and eating better and working out's still on the forefront. We're still on the upswing of that. So it's a lot different, but it's definitely commission only. With anytime you're commission only, there can be ups and downs, but the thing I love about supplements, nutrition, is when people take them and like them, they're order over and over again, every single month. Where in real estate, big paychecks, big commissions, you have a great, run for 6 months, and you have a tough month. And then it's like maybe a couple tough months, or so there's not a whole lot of consistency that there is. You're more able to tell what your business is going to do. Mm-hmm. So I like that aspect of it.
You had massive success year one. How did that happen, and did you expect that to happen?
I expected to be successful with it. I knew we would do something phenomenal. I still believe we're just getting started, and we're going to do something like amazing with what we're doing with Fit Team. Didn't expect to have probably the success we had. Obviously, the first year, and everyone asks, how did you do it? I think there's a couple things that really helped. One is everything in my life led up to this point to this is, what you should be doing. The military, the discipline, the real estate, just, getting better, working with people. Mm-hmm. Being really customer focused, having a product that the customers really want. And the thing I always credit to is teamwork. You get the right people around you, and you can make magic happen. And you always have to be adapting and improving and evolving, mm-hmm. and getting better and learning and growing. So it's something that we always focus on.
When you experience that amount of growth that fast, the wheels could come off, mm-hmm. so quick.
Right.
How did you try and stay ahead to meet the demand for the, mm-hmm. what your company was doing and how you were excelling?
It's it's a great question. You just do the best you can. That's my answer. It's
Yeah.
like you move fast. You do the best you can to handle things as they come up, and as you do it, you've been in it a little bit longer. Now you're thinking a little bit farther out, so you're thinking much more ahead than when you first start. You're always, what's the next thing that I have to be doing? For example, shipping product. We have mm-hmm. a backup location in case something happens to this one, a tornado hits, whatever it is. So you always got to be thinking like the next steps, steps ahead of where you're at. So you get better at that the longer you're in the game.
Last question is, when you experience that kind of growth, and you have a lot of experience, so you kind of knew things to look out for. But what is something all of us should look out for that maybe we underestimate? Whether it's hiring an accountant, or making sure the books are straight, or hiring fast and firing, or hiring slow, firing fast. Mm-hmm. Whatever it may be. What do you think is just like a big key ingredient to just at least sanity? Maybe not success, but just mm-hmm. sanity in the journey.
It's a good one. It comes back to people, I think. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day with me, everything's about people and relationships. And I love the book, Good to Great. I just mm-hmm. read it again recently. There's a lot of other books I like too. But it's talking about getting the right people in the right place in the bus. That's so important as you grow, to bring in new people that can help you expand your goals and your vision, and to take you to the next level. Sometimes people you have around you are only going to take you to where you're at now. So advice I have to any veteran is, when you get out and you maybe want to be an entrepreneur, is find entrepreneurs that are successful that or go meet them in the area, and they can teach you how to get started.
I completely agree. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Awesome.
We appreciate it, and we'll follow you. And on LinkedIn, are you anywhere else? Or
I'm all over all
And then what's the actual company website?
Fitteam.com.
Fitteam.com. So we will look for you there. Thank you for your time, and we'll go outside and do our thing.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership Locker. For more about us, how we can serve you, and for other episodes, please visit richcardonamedia.com/podcast. If you liked this episode a lot or little, please don't forget to subscribe, so that way my guest and I can continue to deliver some heat and get you the knowledge that you want. Don't miss an episode, and please join our Facebook group so you get much more exclusive content. Take care.